the sort of odd part about it, or the crazy part, was that I was really just a little 13-year-old kid who was so sheltered, who went to regular schools, who, loved horses. And so there were these two there was a juxtaposition of those two things.
I wonder if now being a mother to young girls, has it changed how you think about the work that you did when you were a young woman and the question of consent?
And it's a really good question. I think having children just changes everything that you think of. But what I've really learned to appreciate is that I cannot compare them to me. I think it's a very different era right now. I mean, I wouldn't want my children now to be in this industry at all. It's borderline toxic for if you are not of a certain mental and physical constitution, if you don't have the right surrounding people around you. But when I was younger, I felt like I did have more control because it was just my mother and myself.
Brooke's mom, Terry, was always there with her. Brooke's parents split up not long after she was born, and her mom managed her career. How old were you when you were the prime breadwinner for your family, for you and your mom?
Oh, God, from 11 months till 29. I mean, it was really, that was it. I mean, it was, I always used to say to my mom, like, I wish she had taken a salary because it would have been clearer. Had she had taken a salary, the thing is, it was sort of all mine, but we bought houses, we bought cars, and, we weren't also not very well advised that you probably shouldn't have 6 homes in one time. We didn't have anybody saying, you should probably sell this before you do that. And we didn't, people wanted, people said yes. So you find the person that sort of says, sure, yeah, okay, I can do that. But I was, without my working, we didn't have an income.
While she was working, Brooke was also trying to manage her mom's alcoholism. Brooke organized the first intervention to get her mom to rehab when she was 13. It didn't take.
When she was drunk, she was nasty. And it's hard. It's funny because people always say, well, have you forgiven her? It's sort of like, I forgave her the minute after she ever said anything unkind. It was almost like the split second, because somewhere in my bones, I knew she loved me. And she would ruin things, and I would get angry. But you can't get angry for someone for being weak and incapable. And she damaged almost every relationship she had. She cut almost everybody off. And I was the only thing left. But I don't resent it because I concurrently made a life so that no matter what she was going through, I didn't have to take it personally. And I could still love her, and she could still love me. Somewhere along the line, that became my defense mechanism, and I stuck to it, and I think it helped me.
When you were 29, you separated from her professionally, financially, and as far as who was going to manage your career. Do you wish you'd done that earlier?
I definitely wish I had done that earlier. I was sort of beholden to her and so afraid, and had no other people in my life that I could go to and trust because those bridges had been burned. And I think if I had had the guts to, maybe not at teenager age, but definitely pretty soon after that, if I had had the guts and the strength to leave her and get the proper professional guidance, I think it would have been a wise career move. And it might have even been better personally with the two of us. But I was scared. I was too weak. I didn't see a way out, to be honest.
Brooke says it was her first husband, tennis star Andre Agassi, who helped her find that way out. One weekend, behind her mother's back, Brooke had their entire business office packed up and shipped to her new home in Las Vegas. The legal wrangling afterward between mother and daughter went on for years. Do you remember when your finances were finally separated from your mom's, what the first major purchase was that you bought for yourself?
Oh, God, I don't think I bought anything for a really long time.
Really?
Really.
Were you afraid to spend money?
I wasn't in a very celebratory mood. I wasn't really. There was a lot that needed to be sold and tied up, and legal fees and stuff like that. I really had to assume. I mean, I really had to do all of that. So my whole thing was just, actually, it was spending money on her, on getting her her house sold, getting her in a facility that could keep her healthy. That's where all the money just started getting doled out to.
So you spent money on her, but you were also setting her up to not need you.
Need me. I just wanted to get her in a position so that I could know that there was whatever was being dipped into was hers and was going to last, so that I could then just sort of start earning money again. Because I really needed to, I kind of started at zero again. A lot of people start then.
You were just turning 30.
I was just turning 30.
When many careers begin.
It was all fine. I just, one cancels out and the other one starts over.